Japan is seeing a small fraction of the issues we do, and they're already going full MAGA on immigration, as a common scam in Tokyo is when non-natives aggressively approach tourists, trying to pressure them to their bar, surprising them with an insanely high bill. But more recently, live streamers are randomly getting attacked for just incidentally recording them.
Damn.
Stop that bush.
What?
I said stop that bush.
What bull?
The bush. Stop it.
Abadale says,
Oh,
get a lens DP. We'll soon shut him up.
What are you doing? Get the f out of here.
What's your
Get
Chill,
the f out of here.
cough, bro?
I will
What's
break
your
down your
problem?
phone now. Take that phone away from. Take that phone away from me.
Cough, bro?
These guys weren't even trying to expose their scam, but seeing a camera is apparently all they need to justify an attack. And that wasn't even the worst encounter, as this guy was even boasting about Japan's safety before randomly getting smacked.
Because in America we don't have anything like this, like a red light district. Of course, if it was in America with all the people that have guns and the crazy, super violent people, I'm sure people would be getting shit. People would be stealing from each other. It would be just absolute chaos. Not that it's too dangerous really for any civilized person to enjoy, but it's crazy because you come to Japan and
And in perfect Japanese,
普通にいつもの YouTube 動画撮ってたんで
he explains how he was immediately surrounded by them, and even though this was dangerous, he still considers the country to be mostly peaceful. It's sad to see a place like Japan, notorious for being a pristine example on how a large city can still be safe, somehow gets plagued with the same crime in other countries because of the non-natives. Now, the Japanese have been noticing as President Trump and his nationalist policies have been gaining support, where Toyota's chairman was even seen decked out in Trump JD clothing, and even their new prime minister shows open support of President Trump. Now, don't be mistaken by her position on top of their liberal Democratic Party, as in Japan, that's their conservative and nationalist party, which is looking into the effects of immigration, digging into the arrest stats of Japanese versus foreigners, finding that visitors get arrested 72 times more. Now, I'm not a math Asian and can't completely rely on their translation, but it's undeniable that Japan is clamping down on immigration just like Trump is in America, as their new minister in charge of foreign nationals is a Japanese woman from America, and she immediately wants to enforce stricter immigration control. Japan is only seeing a small percentage of newcomers compared to America or even Europe, and they're already looking to close their borders, as the sad thing about safety is it doesn't take that many people to completely obliterate it, where their government is just catching up to what Japanese businesses have been doing for years now. And I've seen plenty of complaints about these practices, but I'll never understand the demand of making a place that hates you required to take your money. As back in LA, I lived next to a taco shop that loudly advertised cheap prices in their windows, but whenever I went alone or with other Asians, the totals came up to being nearly double of what they should be. But when I went with anybody Hispanic or even Filipino, the checks were cut in half. Later finding out it was just an open secret, this place charged people that looked like me double. But despite their food being delicious, I stopped going there, as why would I support a racist business? Now, did I cease going to all Mexican food restaurants? Of course not, as why apply that awful behavior of one place to everywhere that looks like them? And just because they do it to me doesn't mean we should do it back. But for some reason, we've entered an era online where people demand they keep their so-called enemies afloat, as Japan's new immigration rules angers who is excluded.
Japan has been notorious for keeping out foreigners, and Japan is facing a massive crisis. It's facing a massive crisis of lack of population growth. They are realizing that they have to open the doors for Africans, but they don't want the Africans to be mixing with the Japanese people. How can we just continue to just be treated in this way? What do you guys think? Just let me know in the comments, what do you think?
I don't know about you, but if I found out an entire country openly stated, Americans are less than, So here's some rules to prevent them from entering. I wouldn't rush to social media to cry, why won't they let me fix their country? As if they're judging me from the outside, it's only gonna get worse once I'm there, as the fact that someone would have this sense of entitlement to entering makes me believe this isn't going to be a net positive. So if Japan fails, at least it fails as Japan. It's just insane to think we covered this just over a year ago, and it only took the Japanese to see this mildly annoy their public transit for them to go full MAGA or MAGA.